All right, and we're live. Welcome, everybody, to the Tim Sledge After Party. So far with us, we have Duke Bonanza, we've got Faithless Southerner, we've got Nadine Callis, we've got Terry, and we've got the Mole himself, and, of course, Tim Sledge, the original guest of honor for the evening. Basically, what we'll do is we'll continue the conversation, and often it can turn to other crazy things, too, as it usually does. And if you guys notice... Nadine, for whatever reason, I accidentally hit her on feature, and you can see that she's got a green screen now in the background, so she can do all kinds of cool stuff. Well, now we can't hear you.
Yeah, you're real quiet.
Yeah, well, you know, because I'm smart, but I'm gonna show you how to do this. Once I get the little bar thingy to go away, I'm gonna show you how to do this.
Awesome. Hi, Diana. Diana's just joined us.
Hi.
Boy.
Hello.
So everyone,
Hi, Diana.
Hello to Tim.
Hello,
and
Tim.
If you guys have any questions that I didn't get to address in the chat earlier, you can feel free to ask him whatever questions you guys want.
Well, I didn't hear him too good on the main show. I was struggling.
Turn up your volume, Terry.
Yeah, but then Neil was blasting me in my ear, and I can't split the volumes.
You have some terrible times with technology, don't you, bud?
Volume. I manage.
All right. So, does anyone have anything they want to fire out there? And Duke has muted himself. I guess he's in a noisy background area there. So
I am eating Doritos.
Oh,
Where's some for everybody?
Doritos without us.
Oh, dude, and they're the spicy sweet chili ones too, man. What?
What?
the best.
yeah, those are like crack. You can't eat just a handful.
No, I got a whole big bag of them.
Yeah, that's a diet ruiner. I just think that it's fantastic that Tim kept his Southern Baptist preacher voice, the cadence and everything else. It's the same. Like, I've sat through many a sermons with a Baptist preacher that has that same cadence and rhythm to their speech.
Absolutely, I noticed that too.
It's hard to shake. Hard to shake.
I guess that kind of thing sticks with you for quite some time. That's okay, Mole. If you got to bow in and out, we'll understand.
No,
Yeah,
but
having lagging issues.
it's weird to hear that voice talking about atheism and leaving Jesus behind and things like that. That was what was so jarring to me, because like I just kept expecting an amen, y'all.
I kept yes, brother. Preach it, brother.
Yeah, he does have that cadence, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's still got the pastor cadence.
It's like breaking. Like, yeah, I kept expecting it. You expect to hear something like, "Amen." By the way, y'all, I want y'all to understand the gospel of the Lord Jesus Christ.
Oh boy!
Join us for fried chicken afterwards service.
We do it. Yeah, we do a dinner on the grounds. We got these ladies been working hard on this food. We're gonna get out there and get some good fellowship and some good eating. It's gonna be good times. Praise Jesus.
Tim, I apologize. I should have warned you. It can be a little hard to get a word in when there's this many people in. So
okay.
just scream out if you need to. And Diana, I see you're now with us. You actually have your headphones on.
Hi.
Yeah, I just have to switch over here. Let's see, analog output, and we have
Analog input. How's that sound?
Hi.
There you go.
Hey,
Sounds great.
you like that? Yay.
Yeah.
Please forgive me. I just woke up, so that's why I'm here in my nightgown. You know.
What?
I'm always in my night clothes. I just sleep in my t-shirt.
Hi, honey.
Yay. How is you?
I'm feeling good, so I came and joined you guys.
Yay. I have a question here, because why is it that every preacher, at least in the United States, sounds like they're from Arkansas? Is that part of preacher school? I mean, that accent seems to be ubiquitous. And it's amazing. The person could be from like Washington State, and they still sound like this. Praise Jesus, like you. You know, it's like, okay, what's going on here?
I couldn't. This is Tim. I couldn't hear that. I'm not sure what she said.
Oh, she's just
I'm
wondering why it seems like all ministers and priests all have that Southern sound to their voice when they're preaching, even if they live in somewhere like Washington State.
Roll Tide, y'all.
Or even a Canadian.
Is it part of preacher school or something?
Well, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of. I'm originally from West Texas. And,
Okay.
Until tonight, I thought I'd largely rid myself of that sound, but.
I can hear it in there.
No, I get it.
It's a little bit there.
I don't know. It's just maybe it's just you sort of copy other people you hear, but.
Okay.
That
would make sense.
It adds credibility.
Yeah.
You should have heard me when before I left West Texas. I mean, that was way over the line.
It was a lot thicker.
Man.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. Been a long time since I. Say again, Terry. What?
I was going to say I've never heard a New Yorker accent in a preacher.
Yeah,
not in a Baptist preacher. Not in a Baptist preacher. You'd hear it like a priest.
Could you imagine a Baptist preacher with a Bronx accent?
Oh God,
that would be a church I would attend.
Let me see if I can do this. Let me tell you guys something right here. All right, we're gonna come in here today to talk about the Lord Jesus Christ and the gospel of the Bible. It's gonna be good, you know. Jesus is a good guy, you know what I'm saying? He's it's all right.
He's a good guy.
Oh, boy. I just don't know.
Do you guys ever?
I will tell you this. A Baptist. Occasionally, we'd have a Baptist preacher who was from England or South Africa.
Oh wow!
And they could say anything in a sermon. It didn't have to be good. People were so enthralled by their different accent.
Okay.
They could have been talking about food recipes and no one would even notice.
Hashtag Eddie Izzard. You guys ever see a tweet or you guys ever see something that's so painfully obvious that you don't know how you haven't ever thought of it, but it's been there all of your life?
It's every day for me, Duke.
Dude, Black History in 1999. James Todd Smith, better known as LL Cool J, became the first black man in horror movie history to survive the whole movie.
What?
What?
Deep Blue Sea, dude. Deep Blue Sea. That is a true freaking statement. It has never occurred to me.
So wait a minute. This I did not realize. So prior to him, the black folk who were in horror movies were essentially red shirts?
Yeah, they died every time.
Yeah.
Damn it. I had no idea.
In fact, I'm going to Google black people in horror movies that have survived. And we're going to see how many we get.
Even in any science fiction show or whatever, the black person nearly dies out straight away. What did you say, Diana? The red shirt? That's like Star Trek or something, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Red shirts.
The
one of the
section guys.
One of the funniest memes I have ever seen is a
Nadine, what are you doing now?
She's upside down. Nadine.
Robert said something about heads or tails. So
Nadine, you look the right way.
She's in Australia.
Yeah, I was just going to say she looks the right way up to me.
Anyways, I was going to say before, one of the funniest memes I've ever seen is a stormtrooper from Star Wars taking a shot at a red shirt, completely missing, but the red shirt dies anyways.
Yep. I've seen that one. It's hilarious.
I want that one. I want it framed on my wall. And Nadine, if you keep that stuff up, trying to make us giggle with that, I'm just going to have to bring out that picture of the guy wearing nothing but an AR-15.
No, don't you? Don't even think about that.
You stay still, Nadine.
That was
don't
awful.
subject us to that.
Yeah, that was awful.
Now you have to go sideways.
Scrub my arm with a wire brush, man. That was horrible.
Stiff
Oh,
wire brush.
God.
Stiff wire
And
brush.
for those of you not in the know, it was a guy. All he was wearing was an AR-47.
Yeah.
And he wasn't no model.
Definitely not. No.
Like,
I think
I would have
even looked
preferred
better
things
than he
away
did.
from a model.
Well, he wasn't wearing a smile either.
Oh, he was wearing a smile.
He was smiling all right. No, he had his
Yeah,
he had his trusty firearms with him.
Yeah.
Lord.
This is my pistol. This is my gun.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
That's about it. That's about it.
So, Tim, I got a question for you. Your book, in and of itself, is pretty much your whole story of your whole story of your deconversion. I'm assuming.
Yeah, well, the first 3/4 of it is my story. It's a sort of a spiritual autobiography, and I, it's told like in the moment when I was like really into it. And then the last about 1/4 of the book, I start to, I talk about how my faith ended, and then I have a chapter on why I don't believe in life after death, chapter on inconsistencies in the 4 Gospels,
Right.
chapter on prayer, and so at the last I have, and I try to keep it really simple, just kind of short chapters, but I'm basically at the end doing a takedown of my former faith, issue by issue.
Wow. Okay. I'm totally going to buy this because I'm very interested in reading on this.
Please, before this is over, tell us where we can find it, because I want a copy. I want to buy a copy of this book.
Oh, well, good.
Well,
it's on Amazon.com. You just Google. I'm sorry. Open Amazon in the search bar. Well, you can actually Google "Goodbye Jesus" and it'll come up, or you can go to Amazon and put it in the search bar. "Goodbye Jesus" and it'll come up.
Evans just posted it in the
yay.
side chat, and I have a link to it in the actual interview with Tim too. It's in the description.
Oh, this is absolutely wonderful. I ought to have a few. I have a few cents extra. I might as well pick up a copy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yay!
Wouldn't come out in the voice book, would it?
You guys are. I'm having trouble hearing. Breaking up.
Yeah, you're
And we're actually
ways.
having trouble hearing you sometimes. You come in and then
Fade
out.
in and out.
Yeah.
What's your internet connection like? Do you know?
Well, I'm on a cell phone. I have like a recording set up here, and I was trying to get it set up on a different computer. At the last minute, I had to connect on my cell phone using the app.
Okay.
So,
Are you moving around?
Not really, no.
No. Are you using the Wi-Fi or cell signal?
Well, it's on a booster. It's got 3 bars, but I'm actually
because now and again
Wi-Fi as well.
Because now and again you go loud and then you'll go soft again.
It's probably the noise canceling from the phone itself.
Could be.
Yeah, it's probably the phone. Mine does that too.
Yeah.
Are you using a headset or speaker?
Headset.
Okay.
Ouch! 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 Heating pads
What?
too hot.
What?
Heating pads too hot.
Oh, that makes me think of a funny story. That makes me think of a funny story. So I was changing out batteries and smoke detectors one time on this property I was working at, and I had to do like 15 of them. So I had all these 9-volt batteries, and as I was taking them out, I was just throwing them in my back pocket, in my pockets, and everywhere. Right?
Oh, no.
So I'm running along, having a good old time. I'm down to my last one, and I'm thinking, God damn, my ass is so hot. Why is my ass so hot?
Okay, how many of them shorted?
Just one of them. Just two. Well, 2 of them shorted together. So 2 of them crossed up and like actually clicked together in my pocket. Were like, I snatched them out of my pocket, burned my fingers, had this red whelp on my right butt cheek for about 2 weeks.
Oh no, that'll learn you.
Oh, hey, Duke. Never put batteries in your pocket together.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks for that.
where was I when that happened? Right?
Thanks for that. Yeah.
Kind of like Homer Simpson in the Simpson opening, where he's got the stick of radioactive whatever it is in his back pocket. Yeah.
So
yeah, that's not advisable either.
So every time we see Duke now, we say, check your back pocket.
Check your back pocket, Duke. There's no telling what you'll find there, Terry.
I was just going to say the same thing. There's no telling what you will find in Duke Bonanza's back pocket.
Oh, man. Don't even. No, I don't want to think about it.
Yeah, for
Sorry
real.
about that. I was trying to get to the mute thing in time, and I couldn't. I'm fighting a cold off.
Do or do not. There is no try, Duke. Come on.
Fighting a cold. I could just imagine. Could you just see Duke with a lightsaber? Take that cold gun.
It's interesting you should say that, because I once had the flu, and I was running like 104.5 degree fever, and I had fever delirium, and I had a dream that I shrunk down to microscopic size and was leading my T cells in a fucking battle against the
Oh my word!
against the virus.
That is the stuff of Isaac Asimov. We've got Fantastic Voyage here. Yes, you know.
Yeah, I was going to say Inner Space. You watched Inner Space that day.
Oh my! Yeah.
So it's my birthday. It's my birthday on Friday.
Woohoo!
Oh my!
Yeah.
Happy birthday, young guy.
41. I'm not young. I'm older than the dirt that I sleep in.
You're older than my younger brother, my baby brother. You're like young. You're older than him.
Yeah.
Well, that's a start.
Not by much.
Makes us feel old.
Yeah.
Shut up, Terry. I'm the matron of this group.
I was old once.
Every time I go on live streams, everyone's saying how old they are, and then when they find out how old I am, they go, shit.
Yeah. It's
So I
all
don't
up
feel so
here.
bad anymore.
Yeah.
It's all up here, man.
Terry and I are the old geezers here. Well, I don't know, Neil, you're not too far behind us, really.
No, I'm 52. So.
Oh yeah, you're getting there. You're getting there.
Oh, thanks.
I keep forgetting that. Yeah, you're. I keep thinking that you're a little bit older, but no. Okay, you're 10 years younger than I am. Okay.
I thought he was in his 40s.
Still looks like a pirate angel.
Ooh.
Oh, we got echo going on here.
Echo.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
Oh, Jim now belongs to the group twice.
Check.
Whoever that was.
We've got double
That's me.
Tim.
I'm trying to fix it here.
So we've got Tim.
You'll have to sign one of them out.
Yeah, that sounds a lot like the way Robin Williams described a New York echo. It's like, hello, shut the fuck up.
Soon, all you're gonna hear is me giggling
Yes, we get
in an echo.
Just play
That
for
makes me
green
think of-
screen, Nadine.
That makes me think of Coming to America, when Eddie Murphy's walking through the streets singing "To Be Loved," and all the people are out there going, "Shut the fuck up!"
Yet another film I haven't seen. I don't know.
What?
Kid.
Oh
What?
God!
Oh,
This
you gotta
is
see that.
this is beautiful. What is this? What is this, velvet?
I guess that's just another film I'm going to have to see before I die, kids. And yeah, that little statement's taken on a new meaning lately. But what the hell, man?
Well, you got the internet there. You can always Google these movies through YouTube.
Yeah. What about Rocky Marciano?
Wow. I just want to read a little something to you guys that I just received from a lady by the name of Divorce Religion. She says, "Hi, this is Janice in Kelowna, which is very near where I am. Interview. I sure enjoyed your interview with afternoon. Please consider having me on as a guest. I was a fundamentalist for over 40 years, including being married to a pastor. She wore the head coverings. She was homeschooled and homeschooled her daughters and was deeply devoted to Jesus and Christianity. until I wasn't. My deconversion started about 7 years ago. I'm now divorced, and I'm a counselor with a special interest in religious trauma. I have developed an online workshop. Yeah, I've developed an online workshop to help others that are transitioning out of fundamentalism into a secular life. You can check it out at divorcingreligion.com. There is a link to the previous podcast that she was on a show called Mind Shift. And she's coming. She's telling me that she'd like to be on my show. So
by all means, Neil, get her on here.
Let's hear what she has to say, dude.
Yeah. Damn, that sounds wonderful.
So what's she again? What sort of religion?
She was a fundamentalist, I guess.
I would imagine Christian.
Just Christianity, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but that's weird because a lot of the I don't know very many fundamentalists that actually wear head coverings.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
I think that the end timers do.
I know. Yeah. The
Mennonites.
Yeah.
Plymouth Brethren and Mennonites, I think, do.
Yes. And there is a rather large population of Mennonites in the Okanagan Valley because it's a lot of farming area there, right? So
I'd be willing to bet she was a Mennonite.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around all these different titles. So
I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact that you say me instead of my.
Okay, Duke.
Oh, me stars, Duke.
I'm sorry, Terry. I love you, man. I was just teasing.
That's the thing, kind of laugh that says I'm going to murder you later. Yeah, Duke.
I'm going to end up picking up an American accent listening to all you guys all the time.
It just may happen.
Not me and Neil.
What is that? I got.
Canadian. I'll pick up a Canadian accent. Yeah, that might be.
Yes, that would be easier. It would be easier for you to pick up a Newfie accent.
No,
you just have to get in the this, that, and the other thing by and Lord, Hunter, and Jesus, and all that kind of stuff.
Evan's accent's probably a bit easier because it's got a bit of a more of a sound to it.
Excuse me, Terry. What are you trying to imply?
You sound like a redneck, Evans. You sound like you should be opening for fucking that. Oh fuck! Now I'm gonna brain fart. Ron White or somebody.
No, which is really strange because for my area, my accent is incredibly light. Like people from here are like, you don't even have a Southern accent. What in the world's going on? And then like I hear myself on recordings and hear you guys talking about me, and everybody's like, look at that redneck. I'm like, man, you knew half the people I worked with. Like, come on.
Let's see. I'm picturing a map of the U.S. and you're from there. Okay, now I've got it.
I'm in South Alabama, so
I'm just imagining Evans in his big 4-wheel drive pickup truck with his hat on.
4-wheel drive pickup.
Evans, how far are you from
it has
that?
Mud tires on it.
He's out there noodling. Out there noodling catfish.
Nah, I don't noodle. I'm not dumb. What you got, Diana?
I don't know if I've asked this one before. How far are you from that Dino Park?
Oh, I'm like, from Ken Hoven's place?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like 40 minutes from that, like 30, 40 minutes.
Oh,
it's
man,
like right
you
down
could
the
just
road.
go there every weekend.
Oh, yeah, I could, or I could like drive nails into my eyes or rip my own fingernails out. Things that are more pleasurable than dealing with Ken Ham, or not Ken Ham, Ken Hoven. No, actually, a friend of mine has been there. He took his kids. He didn't know what exactly it was, and so they were just like, "Hey, look at Dinosaur Adventureland. My kids like dinosaurs."
Is it as bare as it sounds?
Yeah, he said it's just
sounds like a 5-year-old's idea of an amusement park.
It's not. No, it's really, really, really rinky-dink. It's what you would expect Kent Hoven's theme park to look like.
Okay.
Apparently,
okay.
and the I mean, I've been to that church that donated the land and stuff. It's weird. Like I more than likely now I've seen his truck. His truck has the Dinosaur Adventureland is like wrapped in the stuff. More than likely, I've interacted with Ken Hoven at some point in time and did not realize who it was because the first time that I saw him, up there, I was like, that guy looks really familiar. We probably like ran across each other in Walmart and stuff. Right? That used to be my stomping ground.
That would be the place to run into Kent Hovind, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Roll Tide.
Yeah.
What's
Hey,
up, Red?
Red.
How's it going?
Red, did you see
hey,
that?
That
Red, did you see
I'm not
Joshua
dead
Bristol
yet,
talking
so-
shit again, buddy?
What about me?
Well, in general, he was talking shit to Dear Mr. Atheist and Ocean.
To Jimmy?
And acting
Who-
like
who?
he's the master apologist. That cunt. But
for the love of Saint Kulik.
he was asking. He was like saying shit. So I got in the stream and the thread, and I posted a GIF of this guy with a mouthful of Scrabble letters, and then he spits them all out all over the table. And I said the debate will go something like this. And Joshua had the audacity to be like, I've debated you before. I don't remember you doing all that good. And it's like, well, it's impossible to deal with your nonstop vomit of appeal to authority. So there is that.
Tim,
Scrabble letters.
hang on a second. Tim, have you ever dealt with the master apologist?
Is that his handle?
Yeah,
Yes.
on Twitter.
Yes.
Not
that
anymore.
one.
Now it's
I've
Apologist
got,
Supreme.
I've got.
God, it sounds like a
Tell
pizza.
me if this is. I've just been active on Twitter for like a couple of months, but
Mhm.
some of these guys will piggyback on your feed. Like
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
nobody listens to them on their own, so they come over and there's about I don't know 2 or 3 a day on mine. And I
Well,
usually-
Neil, you and I were dealing with one of those a couple weeks ago,
Yep.
and Kate was there as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that was that Darth whatever
Darth
his name
Dawkins.
was. Darth
Dude, he
man.
followed me. He followed me on freaking fucking Twitter, dude. I was like, what? What
Oh,
new fuckery
no.
is this? What new
Oh.
fuckery is this?
Yeah, he's got a crush on you, dude. Come on now.
Everybody's got a crush on me, Evans. Let's be fair.
That
There
is
was
true.
Talk
there was a
about
guy
crushes.
there was a guy from El Centro, California, who is has a Christian radio show, and he's a high school Bible teacher. And I start off trying to be cordial and interact, but I blocked him after about 48 hours. He was a handful.
Oh, some of them can be.
Oh,
I'll warn
I
you
love
about Blanco Indian, Andrew Stratalus, or whatever the frick his name is.
Stratalities.
Oh, him. Oh, God,
Stratalities, yeah.
I think he
And,
spared me
of
by
course,
blocking me.
S.J. Thompson, another gem. And
yeah,
who else
she's
is there? Well,
something for
Cy Brugenkate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
Dean
Ty.
Esme. Fucking Dean Esme.
Esme, yeah.
Not dealt with Dean Esme.
Fun fact, Dean Esme is a friggin' maggot.
No, wait, a red,
Tell us how
a
you
red
really
hat-
feel.
A red hat maggot or a
Red
young
pill
fly.
maggot?
He's a Catholic maggot.
Oh my word! Okay. Thank you for reminding me.
Is that a maggot that's molested people, or what? How does that work?
No. He's and pointed out, Blanco Indian has a head that's shaped like a friggin' 60-watt light bulb.
Fun fact. Blanco Indian will no longer engage with me. He hasn't blocked me, but he won't respond to anything that I say.
What?
And like if I jump
Why?
into a thread with him, because I made him look like an absolute idiot. He invented a fallacy
Yes.
one time. And so I just hammered him on that for about 3 days, and now I can't even get him to respond to anything.
Oh, he's got
What was
you
that
He's
fallacy?
got you muted.
Oh,
What was it? What was the fact? It was so stupid because I remember that too. Because I was like, "Did you just make that up?" Like, that was my response to him.
Yeah. And then he admitted to making it up, and then he lied about it. And then he said that he was honest because he admitted that he lied about it. I'm like, that's not how any of this works, bud.
Yeah.
And we went in circles for about 48 hours or so. And then after that, he may have muted me. I don't know. I feel like I won that one, though.
Probably.
Yeah.
He comes at me all the time.
Freaking moron.
He comes at me all the time. He's like, "Do you care to back up your extraordinary claim?" Or what did he say? He said, "I would like you to back up your extraordinary claim, please." And my response to him in tweet form was, "I saw her today at the reception."
No, he did that one time to me whenever I said something that God doesn't exist. I took a positive atheism stance. And he was like, "You need to back up that extraordinary claim." And I hit him with like 5 tweets worth of philosophical and evidential things. And I was like, "There you go. Can you back up your claim that he does?" And he never responded.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Why would he? Why would he want to do that? He can't. He can't back it up. So.
No, he's just there to throw shit and start.
Okay, you guys have.
I have to go because
Oh.
my missus just rang me to say go shopping. So
Oh.
I was hoping I could hang out a bit longer.
Have a good one, Terry.
Bye bye.
You
Have a
are
good one.
Terry.
Bye.
coming to movie
Bye.
night, right?
Yeah. I'm always there.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care, sweetness.
Tomorrow I'm going to be on the Leah show or whatever with Mac and Christy
Nice.
Plantek.
Oh yeah.
I'm
You're going to the
nice.
live show now.
Yeah. So Thomas Westbrook, Holy Kool-Aid, asked a funny question, and one of the responses to it was actually really funny. And then his response to the response was also pretty funny. But it says, if Jesus is the bread, if Jesus' body is the bread, how often does he get a yeast in? Somebody replied, says, never. He's unleavened bread. Checkmate, atheists. And then Thomas replies, then how does he rise again? Oh!
Brutal. That's genius right there, dude.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
He's on fire. Oh shit! Fire! Fuck.
Hey guys.
Neil, is that your phone?
This is Tim. I'm gonna head out. Neil, thank you for inviting me. You guys are an interesting group.
Hey, come on, hang out with us more often for
I
freak's sake. I
gotta
mean,
get my
seriously.
technology working a little bit better where I can hear and talk better. But
Sure.
yeah, I'd like to do that. And Neil, thanks for being with you. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a pleasure, Tim.
Yeah, you guys have a
Absolute
good
pleasure.
evening.
You as well, Tim.
Hit me up.
I
Hit me up
expect
on
a
Twitter.
royalty check for selling
I
some
might
of
be
your
able to
books.
help.
All right, brother, take it easy.
Okay, good night.
Okay.
Take care,
good night.
sweetness.
Too.
We're losing our number here.
Oh fuck! Well,
This
so
is
that guy
hilarious.
was talking. Did you do the last time we were talking? That Bruce Fenton. He was on non-sec right now.
Who?
Oh, that into Africa guy that I was talking about, doing some videos about.
I don't remember off the top of my head. What was the conversation about? What was his videos about?
Let me get some
Well,
coffee.
it's not videos. It's his book. But
Oh.
he's got the crazy thing, and so out of Africa is the mainstream model for
Yes, I remember.
and now he's got the into Africa shit. So yeah, he's on there. So I'm glad they had Bill jump on here in the last bit to knock him down a few pegs, because some of the stuff he was saying was, he's correctly referencing like sites and stuff and fossil finds, but the things he's saying about it is wrong.
So this is the guy. This is the guy that's trying to make the point that life actually started in Europe.
No, he
no.
thinks Australian Aboriginals are the are the descendants of modern humans, or the ancestors to modern humans living. But there's no DNA evidence for that stuff, and he's trying to loosely connect things around. I mean, he's a crazy person. So he's done the ancient aliens nonsense and all this other stuff.
Question. I have a question.
I have only on fish.
Considering they're on the island of Australia, how did that happen?
What was the question again?
How did they become our direct ancestors?
He doesn't really get into it out here, so that's why I go through the book. But part of it, he's using some, like the, when they date stuff, there's always the date ranges that they give.
Yeah.
So he's using some of the oldest dates to try to argue that, well, that's before the estimates for humans leaving Africa based on genes and stuff. There's about 70,000+ years ago. And he's using some, and I look at the one study that, because I've run into him on Facebook and stuff before, but the one study that he was talking about Aboriginal tools going to 80,000 years ago. When you look at the study, primarily many of them were like 60 to 50,000, like 98% of them. And the ones that were in the layers that were 80,000 years ago or dated 80,000 years ago, they couldn't rule out shifting. So, you know, it was a few, like a fraction of the tools were in that 80,000 year range, but they couldn't rule out that, you know, through geology and stuff moving around, that they just didn't shift from these other layers kind of thing. So they couldn't go with that, but he uses that 80,000 days. Well, that's before that, we can't. So yeah, he pushed for that, but he's crazy in a whole bunch of other things. Like, he believes he's a reincarnated alien. His wife's a psychic. He's into, he wrote a book before this on ancient aliens in Australia. He did one on the 2012 Mayan thing, if you remember that.
Yeah.
You know, the last look. So he does all of this crazy nonsense stuff, books, and now this is his things where he's trying to take, you know, it's like, yeah, I'm going to trust that you can understand the data and accurately piece these things together.
Did you ever hear Patricia O'Neill talk about the Mayan 2012 thing?
No.
Nope.
Where he's like, I don't believe that shit where ancient dishwashers predicted the end of the world. I don't believe it.
I don't know this one.
It's on the Green Room. If you get a chance, all the episodes of Paul Provenza's Green Room are on YouTube. You can watch them for free. They are fantastic. It's just a bunch of stand-up comedians getting together in between their sets at the Montreal Just for Laughs Festival or something like that, and just having a powwow. And some of that shit is just absolutely amazing. And that's where I got that quote from Judah Friedlander, where he's like, dude, America's like the number 3 in the top 3 countries in North America.
That's
awesome.
That's good. I like that. That's really, really good.
And the worst thing is a lot of Americans won't understand.
Yeah.
Well, Nadine, as an American, your facts enrage and confuse me.
Yeah.
My feelings don't care about your facts.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, somebody asked a funny question earlier. Somebody put, I think it was Cranium that posted it, that was saying something about an American girl was asking if Canada was part of America. People were like, yes. They're a different country in America.
North America.
Yeah, it's right next to Venezuela. Yeah, okay.
Wait, so you mean Canada's not?
No, it is. We are part of America.
What?
We're part of the continent of America.
Oh, y'all are blowing my mind right now.
Yeah.
All hail Vespucci.
There are 3 countries in North America: Mexico, Canada, and the U.S.
No.
That's why you guys are called
and America is the strong third.
Yeah, exactly.
You're the caboose.
Yeah.
Put up there, your Canada's short.
Oh, sorry.
Your Canada's shorts, and Florida is where the woo hangs.
Yeah, it's the dick. Florida is the dick of America. Then. Everybody knows this. That's obvious. You don't have to say that out loud, okay?
I can't believe you said that, because it's not like no one's ever said dick on this channel.
Oh, I know. I just felt like being funny.
Hey, Diana.
That was funny.
I want you to play with my dingling.
Oh, James. Okay, this one's taking a turn straight down. All right,
oh, yeah.
And it wasn't Evans or I this time.
This is crazy. I don't know how to act, dude.
How did that happen?
We got to step up our game, buddy. Either that or we're rubbing off on them.
Well, I I've been gone a long time, so I've got some catching up to do.
Yeah, I don't know. Has the pheasant been keeping you in his back pocket or something, or what's going on here?
No, the pheasant's been in my back pocket. We were talking about back pockets earlier.
Back there playing with his batteries.
Yeah, all right.
No, I've been my back. I've been having a lot of pain, since I've been a lot of back pain. So I haven't been doing anything for how long has it been since I was on a last stream meal? Like a month or two, and then before that it was a couple months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can still remember when
Even
on
just
live stream.
Saya was saying that he's like, I miss you being on streams, and I was feeling so bad that day that I just started bawling, and he didn't, it wasn't like he was being mean. It's just I've been feeling so horrible, and today I'm like, I feel great, and I was climbing all over the place, and I was like my green screen was down or needed to come down some because the bottom wasn't low enough, and I'm climbing all over the place to get everything hung up before the stream, and I was listening while I was doing all this, and I'm like, I feel great. I'm gonna join meals.
Awesome.
Nadine. I was bragging on you on Godless Iowans hangout the other night about how awesome you are at crafts.
Oh, thank you.
I was talking about those little tiny things that you crocheted.
Yeah.
I was it's the most insane thing I've ever seen. Like I swear to God, like I don't know why you aren't a clockmaker or.
What are we talking about? Something the size of a housefly here.
Yeah.
A little bit, just a teeny. It's about this. Can you guys see that? My end of my fingernail. I've got an orc that's about that big, like the top of my.
That she crocheted with needles.
I crocheted it, yeah.
And thread.
Man, what do you use for crochet hooks? I mean, frozen human hairs or something?
0.6 millimeters. There's a smaller one that I really want to get, but I have to import it, and it would be the most expensive crochet hook I would ever own. The last time I looked, it was $45 because I'd have to import it from Japan.
Hey, Diana.
Wow. Yes, dear.
I shot you a link to the Paul Provenza Green Room playlist on YouTube and the DMs.
Oh, danke. So I'll find it in messages, huh?
Oh. Do?
It's so funny.
YouTube playlist. I see it. Okay. So I'm gonna have to give this a look. Definitely.
Like fall out of your chair funny in places. It's really funny shit.
Well, all this stuff reminds me. I've got to not do so much sleeping so I can actually do some work. God damn it.
Oh man.
Like I say, I just woke up when this stream started.
I found it. I found it, guys.
I spoke about it earlier.
Here.
And what do you have, hon?
I am going to show you the orc. Oh, I'll show you the orc while he's sitting on a dime. It'll take me just a second.
I don't know. That sounds kind of suggestive. I don't know.
Hey, man, look. Every once in a while, you got to sit on a dime for a little while. Those fucking dudes down the street got garbage, man. You know what I mean? $5 will get you 20, dude. $5 will get you 20.
Yeah, there you go.
Photos. Why is it not showing the photo?
I am not annoying for you. No, Duke, you talk about garbage, Duke. I was
doing it this way, so let's see. Go ahead, you guys talk. I'm just talking to myself.
I was on Spirits' live stream earlier today, and the house he's dealing with, the one he has to clean out. That you want to talk about garbage? Wow. He's got a lot of work ahead of him. Yeah.
I will almost guarantee that I've dealt with worse.
Well, you were building maintenance at one time, so
I was apartment maintenance for about 14 years. I have a story that I tell I've actually had guys that were active military that had like seen their buddies get limbs blown off that asked me to stop telling this story halfway through because it was just too disgusting for them.
Wow.
Okay.
It's,
So there he is. Oops.
can't see him, love. Can't see him, love.
Okay, I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Work on it.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Do it. Do it. Get it done.
Yeah, working
No
on
pressure.
it, baby. Work. I don't know.
Wow, did it ever blow up this thing really big? Let's see.
Yeah, okay.
Transform.
Explorer view.
Transform. Fit the screen. There we go.
Look at that shit. That's
That
so
is-
goddamn impressive.
He's on top of a dime.
That's so
Like I said,
impressive.
he's a little bit. It's embroidery thread, and the earring is a 22 gauge
I want one.
brass ring.
I want
No.
one.
When you're saying embroidery thread, is that single strand?
Single strand of embroidery thread.
Wow. I've worked
Hey,
with enough of that stuff to know how fine you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of I don't know about you guys, but I'm thinking of as long as my I have to take some money out of my RSP to get my car fixed and whatnot, and I'm going to use some of it for my vacation time that's coming up in the spring and early summer. But I'm thinking of hitting the Faithless Forum on the 27th
about
of
that too.
April, right out in
Nice.
Dallas, Texas. Now, how far away from Austin, Texas, is Dallas?
About 3.5 hours.
Yeah, it's a little
So
bit
that's
of
not
a
too
trip.
No,
Yeah,
it's about 3.5 hours.
Yes.
I've made that trip probably because I grew up in Fort Worth, and I made the trip from Fort Worth to to Austin probably about 4 times. It's about 3.5 hours, depending on how fast you drive.
What you thinking about Atheist Experience?
Yeah, I want to go sit in on that and talk heathen and meet all the people there.
Ooh, that would be
That
fun.
would be fun. That would be wonderful.
That would be
Jealousy.
I gotta check because I wanted to try to make Faithless Forum this year, but if it happens during my daughter's spring break, I can't do it.
Yeah.
April 27th. So that might be past your daughter's spring break.
It might. I'll check into it because I really
Yeah.
want to be there.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I totally
Then
wanna
you
go to
guys
this.
could meet up too. That would be awesome.
Yeah, for
Actually,
sure.
I was actually talking with Neil about coming up to Vancouver and just hanging out.
Ooh, that would be fun too.
In July, you were saying, which is perfect time because our weather will be quite similar to what you're used to at that point.
Yeah.
Really fucking hot.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because my daughter comes down for the summer, but she goes for 2 weeks to New York to visit with my ex-wife's people in July. So it would make sense to schedule it around that time.
Now, what would be
That'd
really
be great, dude.
what would be really, really great is if you could make that other trip to my neighborhood. Yeah, that would be.
Yeah. I'm considering that too. I'm trying to figure out a way to work both those fucking things out. I've got a metric dickload of money coming in the next couple of weeks, and I have to
Sweet.
put a lot of it. I had to put a lot of it towards debt because I've had to float myself on credit cards here and there to
Oh,
just get
God,
by.
I know that feeling. I know that feeling.
So I've
I
got to
hate
put a lot
that.
of it towards fucking debt. Like I had to have new tires, so I put new tires on my truck with a credit card that I bought through Discount Tire, thinking that my schedule was not going to change, and then both of my bosses dropped me down to just minuscule hours. So I'm like way behind on that stuff. So I've got to make those things up, but I'm hoping there'll be enough left over to get both a ticket to Pittsburgh and a ticket to Vancouver.
Ticket.
Yeah.
Ticket to ride, and you've got a ticket to ride, and you don't care.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, okay.
That's exactly right.
No, I mean, don't put yourself out or anything to come up here, but I'd love to see you.
No, I really want to. Like I'm trying to work it out both ways. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, that sounds like fun, and I don't know. One of these days, if several $1 million ever falls out of the sky into my lap, well, the first thing would be gender confirmation surgery. And then after that, we could just line up everything, including a visit to Duke and a visit to Neil and a visit to Nadine and a visit to Evans. And
You have to, if anybody listening, if you ever come to Newfoundland to visit, come at the beginning of August. That's when the best time for whale watching and the puffin tour is, and you have to do it. It's a requirement. It's beautiful, it's fun, and it's so awesome.
That sounds beautiful. It really does.
Yeah. So
I sent you my address.
And now, are there any Tortugan tours?
Don't tell Josiah.
Okay.
Toucan.
Or are the Tortugan tours just RJ Downard?
I think I missed that one. I don't know. That one's over my head. I'll admit it.
No, but I'm actually considering trying to figure out a way to get up to meet all the people that I deal with in person at some point or another, whether it's over the space of this year or the next however many years. But
now, who was it? Evans, were you in on this? And I don't know if you were in on it, Duke, when some people were suggesting with Scientist Mel a con somewhere in the more northern, southern U.S.
I was not.
I was watching. Was it on a stream?
It was on a stream.
I was watching that stream. I wasn't participating, but I was. I was in the side chat, I believe.
Yeah, because something like that, a little con of getting us all together, nothing formal or anything, just sitting around and having a good time, and maybe grill a few burgers or something like that, pitch horseshoes, something like that sounds wonderful. But could I ever make something like that? Could I ever get the cash to do it? That's the other problem.
We can get you the cash to do it, dude. I'm raising money right now for BBA to have his BC Rich guitar so he can make his black metal record.
Well, I've got a lot.
Figure it out.
I've got a lot to find out. I'm sure a lot of people know about the news. I've got a lot of things to find out where my money is going, because it may end up going for medical treatments before it goes for anything else. So I have to work on that. There's the thread killer.
Yay! Nadine's gonna send me that little cutie guy. That's awesome.
Oh boy, yeah.
So can I use that thing as a pencil topper or what?
It's not that big.
Oh, right.
And there's no hole in it. It's a very tiny. It's Bear with me.
No, I'm done bearing with you.
Well, yeah, I saw because you had it compared to a dime. pretty small. So.
Sorry.
What?
I'm looking at
what's happening.
I'm sorry. I saw something that made me laugh, and I didn't. I'm not muted, so I was just laughing. So back to the atheist apologist, the master apologist, who is now the apologist supreme, where he said
that sounds like a pizza.
It does. It does. So he said, we debated before. I don't remember you doing that good. And somebody named Hannah Anderson jumped in and said, doing that well. And I said, I consider pointing this out. She goes, well, he fancies himself as a well-educated, so I just had to point out his grammar like his ego is nothing to brag about. So he said, Hannah, are you an atheist? Maybe we could set up a debate. She said, I'd rather have a root canal, Josh. I remember your ramblings from years ago.
He's such a skinny rooster, running around, poking his chest out, challenging everybody that he comes into contact with to debate. Like, if you ever want to be taken seriously, that's not the way to do it. To challenge every Twitter atheist you come across to a damn debate.
Neil?
Well, on top of that, the fact that he fucked. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nadine.
This is
Let's see.
how big he is. Oh, he's green. Sorry. he's not even the size of my. He's not even. He's just the size of my pinky. That's how
Now,
big he
yeah,
is.
you have the little
That's
guy
awesome.
sitting on
But
You have
here's a turtle that I did.
Do you take commissions, Nadine?
Yeah.
Tiny.
That's
Yeah?
this little guy is about 5 hours of work, I guess.
my
How much
I
would it
think-
cost to have one of those made?
Have one made.
$400 million.
I would like, with how long I would say
$100
for
million.
$100 billion. I would say 40 to get it made because it takes a lot of hours.
Okay, well, I would like a tiny penis.
Tiny penis would take about 8 hours or 10 hours. So the tiny penis that I sent, the little penis that I sent GE and KC, that took about 8 hours.
Okay. Well,
So.
I would like one the size of your little guy there.
Little guy here. Well, that'll take probably about 9 or 10 hours.
Maybe the little guy has a little.
No, this
If the
this
little
guy,
guy-
I never incorporated a little woo woo.
No, I'm trying to picture
You
this.
started it.
You've got the little guy sitting on a dime, and are your dimes the same size as the U.S. dimes, about 18 millimeters?
Yeah.
So so you're talking about an 18 millimeter pedestal, and this guy is sitting on it.
Yeah.
That puts things into perspective. That's tiny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I said, he's.
Oh, that sounded lovely.
you can kind of see the edge of him around my finger, and like he's the size of my pinky nail.
Yeah, the way
Like
he's showing up on that screen there, it looks like he's kind of glowing or something. I don't know what's going on.
It's because of the green screen. The camera has the green screen, so he's green, so he's being picked up like it was green screen stuff.
And speaking of camera, what is that little arrangement behind you? They looked almost like a sea star for a minute there, but
let's see, this one or this one?
The first one you pointed at.
Okay, that one.
Yeah.
Okay, this here is oops, it won't move on that screen. Okay, here I'll show you. This here is actually. Oops, gonna move things around. This is a daisy, and I've got one that's high poly. Let's see here.
That sounds
get rid of that. Well, it's got lots of detail. So here's the daisy. Let's see.
Daisy.
No, it's not showing up there very well. It's because I don't have a camera on that one. But here's the daisy. It looks a little weird because of the palette that I've got it on, but let's see. Tab and
What exactly is it for? Like, what is that? What is that screen?
This here is for the animations and stuff that I do, like the you know my intros and stuff where it has my name changing and stuff like that. All that I do with
Blender.
Yeah, and this is Blender. So now I've been working on a scene, which is the things that are coming around in behind me. You know, that the pictures above me, those ones, I did in this program. So just a second here. Let me change that to white so you can see it. There we go. And then, oh, I changed the wrong one.
But you're leaving pieces of it behind as you rotate.
Pardon?
So it looks like you're leaving pieces of it behind as you rotate.
Yeah, well, it's sort of. I'm just trying to get it there we go. Okay, tab. There we go. I'm out of edit mode. So now you can see it's a little daisy.
Oh, that is pretty.
Daisy. So this here, though, you can see it's got, like, right now it's got edges. It's got 28,288 edges and a whole bunch of vertices and a whole bunch of faces, like 14,144 faces. So it takes a lot longer to render this in a scene than it does something that's called low poly. Like, this is not a high detailed thing. It's a fairly low detailed, but the more detailed, the more processing power, the longer it takes to build. And I want something that's going to come through fairly quickly.
Did you count the edges and vertices?
No, it's just above where the edge of the flower is. It says vertices are this many, the edges are that many, the faces are that many.
Oh, it does all the work for you. That's wonderful.
Says, yeah.
Okay.
So now what I've been doing is I'm like, you know what? I want, because I've got this, the scenes that are playing above me are low poly scenes. So I've gone and I've taken bits of these out, and basically I duplicated it. Oops, wrong button. I've duplicated and I made all these pieces. So so this one here, I'm done editing it, and you can see it's got a lot less detail than the other one does. So this here, in the other one, it would probably be 10 times as much. So the edges would be about 1,000 and stuff like that. But right here, it's only 108. Like, you can see it's less detailed. And same thing with here. It's less detailed. Like, you can see it's a lot less detailed. And then here, I believe, is the one that I'm working on compared to the ones that I'm not done yet. Where is the dragger thingy? It's over here. Okay, move it so I can see it. So we look at that, like, it's a lot more detail as compared to, like, this one has 4,000 edges and this one has 3,000. I'm not done editing it yet. So, oops, tab locks off, control lock off. There we go. That always helps. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing, is I'm making it so that it goes more with my scene that I'm working on. Oops, I got to get out of this one. And that is this scene here. Oh, nope, it's not. It's over.
Will you get it right already?
My file crashed, so I had to, so I'll press 0 here. And this is the scene. And I actually, so these are all low poly. They're all kind of low detailed stuff, but it ends up, all of that above me is this. And the actual willow tree there, I changed it from the one that's in the picture so it would look better. And I'm going to run it while we're talking, because let's see, I'm going to put it onto the one that's in the picture. I believe it's this one. And then I'm going to, that's the color. I changed the color quickly like that because I've got the little color palette right there. And it just basically covers it. So I've changed that color palette. It's not the one that's showing. And let's see. Oops. I guess it helps if I finish changing things.
Yeah,
I want to change it to, glass. Roughness.
Always finish what you start.
We'll change that to rendered, and then we'll change it to glass. So all the way down, all the way up. Oops. I need to get out of this mode. Oops, wrong one. Need to get out of that mode. And move it over to the first scene where it's got all the lights and stuff. And then I'm going to hide the plane. Where's the plane? Hide the plane. Okay. Yeah. And then I'm just gonna hit F12 and render it and show you the rendered mode. So it'll look better when I'm finished doing the render, but this is what it looks like.
I don't know. We're gonna have to look.
Yeah, it's coming along. It's going to take just a second. So there. My computer's thinking about it. But it looks like
Is it
glass
windy?
figurines, and this is probably my favorite look so far. Is that whole glass figurine-y look, and it's gonna take forever with this mode, so I'm gonna change it unless I lock things up.
Klaus jumped in for a minute and then he fucked off.
I don't know.
Okay, I've got it rendering in the background, so let's see. And I think I forgot to change a setting, which kind of sucks. Film, I did too, because now it'll be transparent, not. It won't have a background. F5, which means you can't. Oh no, not F5. F12. There we go. Okay, we're good. I'll move that over and view the UV image editor and view the rendered image. There, haha. Oops, I forgot to put a background on the world. Lovely. You're
You horrible person.
You're some stun,
background.
Nadine. You need to have a little bit of a blue tint.
Make it something that's about 6,000 years old.
Yeah, all right. That'll
there
work.
we go. There we go, because you can see it with the blue tint. Really nice. And like this turns out pretty
look at
awesome.
That. The Earth is flat.
Yeah, look at that, isn't it? But this is like, I love this look. It's like, I think it's awesome. I think it looks great.
Well, it is pretty.
Like that looks like the glass, like the crystal figurines you find at the stores, like at the jewelry stores and stuff.
Yeah.
And I love those. Like I've always loved those.
It's very nice.
And yeah, so that's all the different kind of trees and stuff that I've made so far, and yeah, so that's kind of what I've been building and playing with, and let's see, we'll turn up the roughness, turn down the transmission. Oh, we'll turn down the roughness some. Yeah, the transmission's what makes it so that you can the transmission setting is the setting to make it look like glass.
Oh, I thought it was for switching gears.
Yeah.
No, not quite. And this is the setting to make it look like kind of metally, which is kind of cool.
Metal. Metal.
So yeah, like this. Some people thought that this was an actual like scene, a little scene that I built like physically.
Oh, wow.
And technically, I could if I had a 3D printer, I could end up
yeah, absolutely
3D printing this stuff too. And like this oops, specular. I don't.
Hey Nadine.
0.5. Yes, honey.
I don't mean to be dense, but what's the purpose of it?
Oh, it's just for me to play with.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't mean to be a smartass either. I thought maybe there was some like purpose towards your videos or something like that.
Well, I'm like, besides the fact that I'm trying to do intros and stuff like that with it, I'm thinking I might do a game of some sort or something, and it's something that I can use to spend my time, since I can't work with my back the way it is, and it's driving me nuts. I'm a working kind of person, and it's been driving me nuts not being able to, like, I haven't been able to even come on to the streams because I've been hurting so bad, let alone working. So it gives me something to do and learn while I'm waiting for my specialist appointment.
Cool.
But yeah, like I said, and if I could sell some stuff, if I can make some stuff and say, oh, I have a floating tree.
Those are the best kind.
Wrong.
That tree's on LSD.
Wrong.
Yeah.
My understanding is, my understanding is the best kind of trees are the ones you can load into glass bolts.
But I'm eventually. I was thinking I might do a game or something. See, there's the floaty tree. That's the tree that's floating. Little bastard. And there, yeah. What the? Why is there floating things? This should all have come over without floaties. Like, yeah, like none of this should be floating. It should all be in the right spot.
You've got that on the mescaline setting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. You know, this could be like my mom when she broke her ankle off. I got called and said that
broke her ankle off.
What do you mean? Like all the way
completely?
off?
She slipped and fell a few years back.
And it fell
well,
off?
actually, I guess about 9 years ago. But when she fell, her ankle, like her whole foot broke off completely.
Ow!
It was like the skin was the only thing holding the foot on to her body.
Oh.
Yeah, and I get to the hospital. I got called as I was getting on the bus to work, so I got to yell, "Stop the bus!" I actually got to yell that for real.
Stop the presses, man.
Yeah, so I yelled, "Stop the bus," and the bus stopped, and I ran back home because they couldn't wake her boyfriend up. So I ran back home, and I'm like, let's go. I'm to the hospital. And I get there, and my mom's like, "It's okay, honey. I'm all right. Oh, it's nothing."
I'm all right. You don't have a foot. What do you mean you're not all? You're all right.
They had her so hopped up. She was like bouncing on the ceiling because she was so freaking high.
Yay!
It was awful, but like it was hilarious, but it was awful at the same time. And I'm like, "Mom, what's broken off?" She's like, "Hey, I didn't feel it," and like she really didn't feel it because it.
Sorry, Evans.
Yeah, screw you, Neil. I'm already sleepy, man. 4 comes early in the morning.
Yeah, you don't have to tell me. I know all about it.
4 is terrible. Oh, these are birch trees, the black ones. I should put the other background on. See.
I thought birch were white.
Wait for it. Well, I'm using the inverted color palette. I'll use the regular.
Aren't birch trees the ones? Aren't birch trees the ones that are peely?
Yes.
They have the skins to peel off of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bark peels very easily.
See these white ones?
Like arbutus trees too.
Yeah. I'll change the original with the palette here. I actually. Oh, there we go. Let's see, where is it? Right there. It took me a few hours of thinking, and while I was sleeping.
I hate that.
Yeah, well, it was definitely a pain in the arse because I'm like, how am I going to build that? That. How am I going to build that? And I realized I could take this texture and flip it on its side and then do some editing of it because these are just built-in basic kind of textures, and I ended up coloring it in, and then I just I built this map, and then I worked on I took them all and I did the one with the inverted colors. I really like the inverted color one, and the regular colors like this one you see here. Now, oops, I don't want that window open. I want this one bigger, like this one here, with the regular colors, but it's got the texture on it. Why is that top brown? That top should not be brown. I've got it over the wrong color map.
We don't know why you did things. We don't know why you did things the wrong way, Nadine. Quit putting that evil on us. Don't put that evil on us, damn it.
I know.
Yeah,
No.
Nadine.
You're lovely and creative and wonderful, and I'm just teasing.
I just yeah, but I'm neurotic, and this is not right. It's not
Yeah, no,
right.
I understand neurotic. Neurotic is well within my wheelhouse. Thanks.
It's supposed to be the same. Supposed to be the same colors as the birch one. It's got to be the same color. There we go. There, much better. Look at that. Isn't it pretty?
There
It's
you
much
go.
prettier.
Yay.
So F12. I think I just covered up the one that I wanted to keep. There.
It's because you did it wrong.
Yes, I forgot to change, but there we go. Now it's the proper color. Yay!
Yay.
This for you good on that.
But yeah, like this I could actually 3D print, but right now, like the way I'm building it is I could actually use it as things in a game, as assets in a game if I wanted to. And I got Unity, so I could learn how to use it to make a game. I don't know when that's going to happen, but you know, I'm having fun with this right now, and I'm working on making a thing for like subscribe, you know, share, like, and subscribe thingy, and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. And I just got to put together the animation, and I'm going to do a couple of tech shorts. Like, I'm going to punch out a bunch of tech shorts so that when I'm feeling bad, I don't have to record. And but I'm going to do up like different things, like how to set up your Twitter. Like, you know, a lot of people I've noticed don't use the URL link and instead use their name in the description instead of a URL link, and like that kind of thing. You know, you can have a lot more in your description if you use the URL link spot rather than, you know, and just little things like that, and how to improve your channel and stuff like that. You know,
well, one way I could improve my channel is by doing stuff on it. Yeah.
Well, that's my goal for improvement. I built the little boxes too. Cool, huh?
Little boxes on the hillside?
Yeah.
Little boxes made of ticky-tacky?
They're made of wood.
Ticky-tacky?
Ticky-tacky.
You don't know that song? No. Little boxes on the hillside, little boxes made of ticky-tacky.
No, I don't. I've never heard of ticky-tacky.
Oh God! All right, Nadine, I'm going to send you a link to that song because it's one of the greatest songs ever written.
Oh my! Throw it in the group chat.
I don't have the group chat, Nadine. Do you not like me DMing you, or you like? Do I make you uncomfortable? Do I make you uncomfortable, Nadine?
Did that one.
All right, guys. I think I'm going to get out of here. Go to bed.
What? It's not even 11. It's quarter after 11.
I have to be up at like 3:30 in the morning.
Well,
so between 3:30 and 4.
Yeah, well, that's when I go to bed.
Yeah.
Well, 3-ish is usually when I go.
It's fine, Evans. We all know you're a puss.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I will embrace that any day of the week. My masculinity does not hinge on me not getting sleep. Y'all take it easy, guys.
You too, man.
Okay, take care, sweetness.
Yeah.
And then there were however many there are.
Yeah.
Then there were the. Yeah.
There's 5 of us here.
You know, one of the I don't know. Like I play a game called Oblivion occasionally, which is an Elder Scrolls game. And there's a quest in Oblivion, or maybe it's Skyrim. No, it's Skyrim. There's a quest in Skyrim where it's actually a play on Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None.
Ah.
It's so much fun.
Wow.
Oh,
awesome.
And then there were 4. Okay, then.
What? We're down to 4?
Who else left? Or Red took off, I guess.
And then if one more person leaves.
Here's Red again.
Red talks so much all the time. You can hear him.
Sorry, my on my end something was messing up. I don't know what it was, so I did.
They did
Jump
send you
out,
that
jump back
song.
in.
Okay, I guess I'll have to listen to it.
It's great. Little Boxes by Marvila is fucking fantastic. It's a great song. You never watched the show Weeds?
No.
Not to my memory, I haven't. No.
No.
I don't know if anybody else in
It's
here
not,
has.
not the
I
kind
know
of
what
show
you're
I like.
talking about,
I
but I haven't
tried
watched
watching
it.
the first one.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
I
it's the intro song to the show, but it's a great fucking song.
Yeah, I haven't seen this show. I know what show you're talking about, though.
It's a good show. I enjoyed it.
I'm listening.
Everybody's quiet. Let's talk about let's talk about titties.
I'm trying to play the guitar. If I hold it down here, you're not going to see me strum, so I have to hold it up here. I'm a great air guitarist, you know.
Nadine,
Drums work very well too.
Nadine, could you do me a favor?
Mm-hmm.
Could you say, I suppose that's your accomplice in the wood chipper?
I suppose that's your accomplice in the wood chipper?
Yep. Yep.
But
it works out perfectly. Oh God, you never see Fargo either? Oh my God, you guys are killing me.
The Fargo is, I've seen it a few times, but it was a long time ago.
I suppose that's your accomplice over there in the wood chipper.
I suppose that your accomplice is there in the wood chipper.
There you go. Oh God.
The one picture that's showing now. Oh, it went away. The one picture that was showing was the old Willow, and this one's the new one. I think the new one looks better, except I noticed some stuff on it I gotta fix, or else I'm gonna go insane. Sigh.
No. To drive Nadine crazy, you've got to put her in reverse.
Well, of course. And look at this. There's a wrong color willow here too.
I don't know what did autumn befall that willow.
Or perhaps Jesus.
Yeah, there you go. Got pissed because it wouldn't bear figs.
Well, of course, you gotta get pissy with stuff that won't bear figs.
Female?
No.
Okay.
I got confused.
He's the guy.
Well.
He's the one with the shitty mullet and.
He's got a head shape like a fucking 60-watt dude. He's got a head shape like a 60-watt fucking light bulb, dude.
A 60-watt.
That motherfucker's got a fucking gigantic. He's got a gigantic fucking top chrome and a small fucking bottom chrome. No, fuck.
Oh my God.
Fuck him, dude.
Yeah.
Nadine, did your willow just explode there in the lower right?
No, this is a process that I had to go through to make all of the faces face the right direction, because they weren't, and it was looking blinky and weird, and it was really annoying. And so I went through this, did this thing, and it shows me which direction all the faces are facing, so to get them to face outwards, which is the direction you want them to be.
Too many faces.
So here, I'll show you.
So you've got the little normal vectors on each of the faces there. Okay.
Yeah, and okay, I'll just select a couple, and oops, I gotta move that, and then flip the direction. They went away, and flip the direction again, and they come back. Well, we'll grab some more so you can see it. Do. Okay. Oops. I click. There we go. Flip direction. See? He went bald. See, this is how you make things bald. And there's back. It's gone. Back. It's gone. Back. It's gone. I could like do that shit all day. It's weird.
Eek.
Okay. So, but yeah, it does this weird thingy. I'll show you. Flip direction. It does this
Is
weird
that
thingy.
is that a model for the flat Earth?
This is a model for. I was thinking
That's what I
about
said earlier.
this. Yeah, and I kind of ignored it the way I'm ignoring you. You see the black spots in the back?
Oh, I see.
You love me. Come on. I could
Listen,
say anything
lady,
to get
just
away.
because it's like your first jump in like forever doesn't mean you get to abuse me.
I'm not abusing you. You love it.
Okay, all right.
Whip me, beat me, make me write bad checks.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, this is
The only checks I write.
before I edited it and kind of did this thing to it, I made a copy of it so that if it ended up wrong, I could have something to work with.
Neat.
Because this one here has a lot of faces, and I did some editing, and then I got rid of the faces.
Yeah,
Whereas
it's
this
kind of
one
an
has-
interesting thing. Is that a canopy that is separated from the trunk?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so that's a
Currently.
new way for willows to grow. I like that. Okay.
Yeah. Exactly. So
They kind of come together.
Come together.
Like the
right
Beatles.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See? So
So many copyright
here
strikes on
I can. You want to
Yeah.
see a good trick? You want to see a good trick? Woo!
Ooh, flip it. Yeah.
Spooky. The floating tree.
All
Must
right,
be Halloween
guys.
town.
I love you guys. I got to check out of here and go think about death. So you guys have a good night.
Think about death.
Well, no.
All right, that's okay.
That's my bailiwick sweetness.
All right, love you guys. I'll be in touch. Okay.
Have a good one, dude.
That
Peace
sounds
out, brother.
suggestive.
Okay.
Take care, hon.
See you, dude.
Care.
And then there were 4.
Yay.
Yay.
That's okay. I got to take off in a bit too, anyway. So we got about 10 minutes or so before I got to leave.
Oh, yay. And then I'll probably end up going back to sleep at some point. God, been doing a little too much of that lately.
I put it back together. I put
So,
it back together.
Diana,
Yes, dear.
Nadine, you can play with your stuff there for. What are you like? I'm not really overly familiar with how you guys' medical system works down there, but you would need money to get an operation, I guess, to have a kidney put in, correct?
Well, I don't know exactly what's happening at this point, and that's what really bugs me. Is I don't know what the future holds for me. Am I going to need a transplant? In which case I'm dead. Is it simply dialysis? In which case I'm dead because I can't afford it. No, I just found out about this Monday afternoon, and I just checked the mailbox a little while ago because my doctor said he was going to send orders for a few more blood tests, and I haven't received those yet. So I don't know what he's looking for in these blood tests because he sounded kind of specific when he said my kidney function was down to 20%. So is there a why it is? Maybe that's a piece of it. It's crazy. I want to get moving on stuff, but I can't get moving until I know where to go. If you know how that works.
Yeah.
Right. Sure.
And it scares the fuck out of me. I'm not going to be. I'm not going to hold back on that one. It's I won't lie. I'm frightened.
Yeah. No
especially
doubt.
especially living here in the U.S., where you have to be of special privilege in order to have medical care. So
I know Josiah's arm was incredibly expensive. Like, and as far as I'm concerned, and he got a deal.
I don't know how you guys do it down there, man.
I
I can walk into anywhere and get an operation with no cost to me.
A lot of us don't. That's the problem. A lot of us die because we cannot receive treatment. A lot of us go bankrupt because, you know, we get the treatment and cannot pay for it. I don't know if it's true or not, but I think it's been said that the U.S. is the only so-called developed country on the pancake where you can go bankrupt over medical bills.
Yeah. Oh,
Pretty much,
probably. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it is.
And that's what gets me, because they're all saying, here in the U.S. anyway, they're all saying it's too expensive. We can't do it. There's not enough tax revenue, whatever. But everybody else is doing it. What's the difference? I would like to know what the fundamental difference is between.
Our taxes are a little higher, but not that much.
Yeah.
Well,
But
of
it's
course they
worth
are.
it.
But yeah, I was going to say, I mean, if you're paying that little bit more to get a lot more, it's kind of But then again, I'm thinking that a lot of people here, a lot of far right fundamentalist, whatever, don't want to fund a decent medical system because they don't want to pay for my gender surgery, for example. And right now, that's not the first thing on my mind right now.
Yeah.
You're going to have to sideline that until the other more important issue. Not that gender reassignment isn't important to you, but your life comes before that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's no gender reassignment without the life being there.
And there are
pointless
people,
on a cadaver.
And please don't feel like I'm giving you a hard time, Neil. I mean, there are a lot of people asking me about, well, what do we do next? Do we start up a GoFundMe, that sort of thing? And unfortunately, right now, I have to answer, I don't know. And it frustrates me that I have to say that.
You find out because we will do that for you for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
We will get enough funds together so that you can get at least something done, something to improve whatever your situation is.
Yeah. Maybe I could get my brain transplanted into a cyborg or something. How's that sound?
That would be cool.
I would financially back that, no problem.
Just
that would be cool.
As long as that cyborg could still do karaoke.
There you go.
One day we're gonna get together and do some fucking karaoke together.
Oh man! Well, just as long as the audience didn't mind a voice and a rack that just didn't go together.
Doesn't matter, man. Doesn't matter.
Because I've said it many times. I don't know how many of you have not heard me say it yet. I'm a trained bass baritone, and that's one of the things I do miss about my boy days is the singing. Very, very few things I miss, but that's one of them.
That was 17 times. Just checking.
Okay, fine. Okay. Checking it twice. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I know, sweetness.
Just seemed like it sounded a lot funnier in my head. That's for sure.
That is even.
Yeah, I'm hoping that I get something in the mail by the end of the week. And if I don't, I'm going to call my doctor. And he's talking about the blood test. He's talking about an ultrasound. And he's talking about the possibility, well, the likelihood, I'd say, of calling in a specialist, which that's going to be money all over the place.
Yeah.
What?
No, I just did something and I forgot to duplicate my thing first.
Oh my! I don't know.
Just in case I control.
To have
just in case I messed it up.
Yeah, but I don't know this thing about having duplicate things. That sounds a little racy, you know?
Yeah. Well, I've got another thingy over here and another thingy over here, and I've got a long thing. I've got 2 ball-looking thingies with a long thingy in the middle. See, look at that. is it that has the
The,
multi-ended
an
twang?
antler?
Oh, is that the echidna?
Oh,
Yeah.
echidna, yes.
See? It's a kid.
He's got an
It's an
antler
upside down.
ring.
See, there we go.
And
There's
it's
there's
like-
an echidna.
What is it, 5-headed
Oh,
or
it's
something
forest
like
in
that?
Australia.
Yeah. What
It's
is it,
in Australia now.
5 heads and only 2 of them work or something like that? That one I don't understand.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got
see
2
there.
heads and neither of them work properly, so
I'd like to get one of them turned
Okay.
into something else, but that comes
Tucked in.
later. Okay. Yes, that's the way it would work. I like that.
Oops.
I mean, I'd like to have
I've seen
little
a
of that.
special on that. That's fucking crazy what they do. I've
Yeah,
seen like
isn't
an
it,
actual. It's amazing what they do and how it turns out, and it looks almost like authentically real. It's crazy.
Not only that, there's a relatively new procedure now
Yeah.
where part of the peritoneum is used to fashion the neovagina, which means that it can actually secrete mucus rather than the current one, which is made from scrotal tissue, which is dry. And anytime you want to use that and put anything in there, you've got to grease it up a little bit first. Yeah.
Grease. Honey, get the Crisco.
Isn't there something?
Time for a little hubba hubba. We need some Crisco.
I swear there's something like that somewhere. It's a comedy show, isn't it? And it's like there's a skit where that's what they're doing and that's what they say.
Are you talking about Kids in the Hall?
I don't know. Could be. Fuck.
Because I
That
think
would
there's no
be-
Kids in the Hall.
That would be your neighborhood, wouldn't it?
Kids in the Hall?
Yeah,
Where'd
Kids in the Hall
that
are
come
Canadian.
out of?
I have no
Canada.
I
idea.
can't
Out of
remember
Toronto.
where they came out. Was it Toronto? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't.
They were part of the not really part of, but they were sort of connected to the second or third generation of Second City comedy sort of thing.
Okay.
where-
Okay.
SCTV and like the old Bob and Doug McKenzie stuff and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
They came out of
okay.
the third, I
Yeah.
think, generation.
I lose track anymore.
And that Lauren Michaels bought that whole thing out and ended up being the production company behind Kids in the Hall after, I think, their 4th season. So they were owned by the same guy that owns Saturday Night Live.
I was going to say, I thought Michael said Saturday Night Live. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A little
I
bit of
didn't
a
watch Kids in the Hall
American
much.
Canadian interhistory. Oh, you didn't watch Kids? Oh, fuck! It was hilarious, man.
Well, no, I didn't watch it much. I did watch it, but it wasn't my favorite show. I mostly read when I was young. Oh.
Well, I don't know. I was kind of green when it. No, that's horrible.
Good try, though.
Yeah.
and you're tapping into it called the Red Green Show.
Oh, jeez, I missed
Yeah.
that. That was so
That's-
good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Duct
the
tape
Red
fixes
Green Show was
everything.
hilarious.
If
My dad watched it every day.
Oh yeah, me too.
He watched the reruns every day. Practically every time I went up there in the morning, Red Green Show was on. It was like,
One of my fucking favorite episodes is when I can't remember his name. The little guy that was on every other episode. A little guy with glasses, and he goes over to Red's place, and they have the clothing line out in the back, the big square one that turns, and he turned it into he put the swing seats on it and turned it into a ride for kids, but it broke when he was on it instead of flying. Oh yeah. Yeah.
The character you're talking about, was that Red's nephew?
No. It's another guy. I can't remember his name. Let's see what I can find out here. Red Green Show. All right, cast.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about. So
Patrick McKenna was his nephew.
Okay, yes, right. I mean, if ever I wanted an entire DVD set of every episode of something, Red Green would be right at the top of the list there.
You don't know what red green is?
Well, me, I know and I love.
No. So whoever I can't see the chat. Who's in with us?
Is it Red? You that
Yeah,
doesn't know
Red.
what Red Green is?
Red. It must have been red. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look it up. It's worth the watch.
And I think
Red
they're
Green
all. I think they're all on YouTube. Rick Green, that was his name. It's funny.
Yeah,
the
Red
actual
Green
one,
Show.
one cast member with the last name Green.
Okay, I have to look up and see if I can attach a face
This
to
guy.
that. Oh,
This
hang on.
guy. Hang on. There you go.
Red Green TV.
But, Rick Green, dude. Oh my God, he's wearing an ADHD T-shirt
hi,
that looks
Cupcake.
like AC/DC.
Oh man.
Hi, Pine Snake and Cupcake. I don't know if you guys are still there. I put the link to the YouTube channel with the Red Green TV. Is in the in the YouTube chat. You want me?
Is Cupcake here? I didn't see her.
Yeah, Cupcake's here.
Oh.
And Pine Snake. Hi.
Pine Snake here, yeah.
Cupcake, you still here? Cupcake's still here? Cupcake, get back here. 'Cause Cupcake crochets.
Oh, does she? Okay.
Yeah, and
Pine Snake's still here. That's Ian, I think.
That I crocheted that. It's the size of your pinky. Hi, honey. Josiah's back.
Back just in time for me to stop the show.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
So am I coming through clearly? Like, is my mouth moving in time and stuff this way? Yeah.
Yes.
Because I might do this quite often as just a general hangout screen for myself, where I could be doing something and because this was my test run of this setup.
Oh, so Neil's a guinea pig.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, Neil's a guinea pig.
Yeah. Oh, I've been called worse.
There's worse things, eh?
Well, an old fat and ugly guinea pig. That would be a capybara, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Capybara, yeah. Apparently, they make
out,
great pets, by the way.
Yeah.
Hey, there's what I need. I need an emotional support capybara. How's that sound?
Yeah. My seeing.
Now Sylvia over there's getting jealous.
Yeah,
there she is, asleep among my
among
my blankets and patinas.
Of course, it'd be like 3 times the size of her, but
yeah, it'd be the size of a small pony.
they're large. They're pretty big. I've had comes up high. They're taller than my knee, and I'm because I had one at our Vancouver Zoo here for a while. It was in transit. It was here for like a month or something. So we went out and saw them. They had 2 of them, breeding pair, and they're shipping them somewhere out east. But anyway, they're huge. They're fucking monstrous. They're like a decent sized pig. They're big. Like they come right up past my knees. They're fucking cute as hell. These things, man. You just want to run up and hug them. But of course, apparently they like to nibble on things. So, because as any rodent, they have to keep their teeth from overgrowing, right? So they nibble on just about everything.
Yeah, they are. Let me think now. They are rodents, are they?
Yes, they are.
Or are they in a sister clade? Oh, they are a rodent. Okay.
Diana?
Yes, dear.
They are rodent.
Pine Snake says, also, Diana, I put feelers out for any information I can from Eric Murphy.
No, wait a minute. Is somebody
is in the chat?
Eric Murphy's in my chat?
No,
Pine Snake. Yes, I guess. What are you? Are you trying to get information from Eric Murphy, Pine Snake?
About what?
I don't know. I don't know.
About me or something, or what?
I just relayed the message.
Yeah,
For
it's
some reason,
it's a little cryptic. Following him from yesterday's hangout.
With GI.
With GI. Oh. Because Eric Murphy has, for some... Oh.
Was Eric there before I got there? Because I showed up to GI's hangout late. I came in about an hour into it because, again, I was asleep. I've been doing too much of this sleeping thing. It's scaring me a little bit.
Yeah,
it's one of the symptoms they say of stage 5 renal disease is fatigue, and you know, I mean, I'm already stage 4. I don't want to go all the way. Let's face it.
Yeah.
Eric Murphy, for whatever reason, has stopped following me on Twitter, and I can't even bring up the old chats that we had going in the messages.
Oh no! Once someone stops following you, those disappear.
Yeah, but why would he? I don't understand why he would stop following me.
I don't know either. He's still following me. I don't know why he would stop following you. Maybe it was a mistake. Maybe he cleared out some people and deleted the wrong chat.
Pine Snake, I'm already on Medicare. I've been on Medicare for, what, 29 years. Yeah, finding out what other stuff there is, that might not be a bad idea. The whole thing about this, or at least from my perspective, it's always worried me, and a lot of people tell me, don't worry. But the thing that worries me is the money. How am I going to afford whatever I need?
Yeah.
So whatever you can do besides Medicare and all this other happy shit. Let's put it this way, and I'm not trying to sound defeatist or anything, but maybe it'll come out that way. If I have to die, I have to die. I would just like to know it,
Yeah, it's the not knowing is always the hardest part. Like even for me before I got my diagnosis is to the inflammatory arthritis. Now I feel much better about it just for the fact that I know I'm going to get treated eventually. Now, the one bad thing here is if I was in the States, I would have gotten treatment already. But being that I'm here and there's a 7-year wait for an arthritis specialist, and I thought I was already in the waiting list and halfway there, but I wasn't.
Oops.
Yeah, because I thought I got on that list when I had my osteoarthritis diagnosis. But that's the one thing about here is, while I have a wait, like you as somebody with kidney problems, you don't wait. There's no waiting. They would send you out of province to get you fixed.
Yep.
If they had to, they would send you out of province. They would you wouldn't have to. You would have a car come get you. You would have even if it's a taxi, they would hire a taxi to come get. Yeah, they would.
Kidney Foundation pays for all that.
They'll either pay for it directly themselves and just send a taxi for you, or if you do have to pay for it, they will reimburse you for it. You just have to, you just have to have your taxes, or your receipts. But yeah,
as a matter of fact, here in Canada, as I found out, if you want to be a live donor, all your airfare, everything, if you live in a different province from the person that's the recipient, they will pay for everything to get you out there to donate, including all your tests.
That's nice. That's really, really. No, there's the one thing that I think about. I spend a lot of time thinking about this. Okay, if somebody says, okay, Clarion, we're recommending a transplant. Now I've got a lot of thinking to do about quality versus quantity of life, because now you've got okay. Let's get the transplant. Now you're going to be on immunosuppressants for the rest of your life, and those have effects above and beyond the anti-rejection thing that they're prescribed for. And is it worth that life in order to have more of it? I'm really not trying to sound dramatic here, but it's a question I have to ask myself.
These are the kinds of things you have to ask yourself.
Yeah,
I know someone that's on those, and they say that didn't change much about them, about their life.
Okay, now there's one thing I would have to do. I would have to talk to people who have been on, the anti-rejection medications, everything else. They would be the people who could tell me at least about. Say again?
The guy I was going to donate to, who eventually got one, but because they rejected me as a donor at the end of it. But he's dealing with that right now. But he says it doesn't really change it doesn't. There's no real harsh symptoms that you have to worry about.
Okay. So maybe I've got a wrong idea about it. That would be really nice if I did. I'd really like to be wrong about several things.
Just talk to your doctor.
The other thing, and of course we'll go right back to the beginning. $17,000 a year for this stuff. That's more than I receive in a year. That's more than my income. Not just sweetness. Yeah, is being alive worth it despite going through suckiness? I don't know. We should do a show on that sometime, sometime soon.
Yes, we should. I think so.
Excuse me a second. Let's clear my throat here. When does continuing to live become not worth it? Because it's a question a lot of people ask.
It depends. If you're dealing with severe pain, then that might be one time. But if you're dealing with, minor amounts of pain or limited things, but your overall quality of life is decent, then I would say, try and get as many years as you can.
Well, I'm in agreement with that particular scenario. Yeah, I mean, I could stand a little bit of, I already have a little bit of joint pain. I can stand that. I'm not going to kill myself over bad knees, but I have known people who have been in such severe pain that they can't see straight. And if you're going to have a lifetime of that, oh God, do you really want that? Yeah.
My dad did. He asked me on multiple occasions to hit him on the head with a hammer, and he was fully serious about it. Yeah.
I hear that works if you want to keep a kitten a kitten.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, the kitten just doesn't do much.
Right. That's my buddy. Kittens are so cute when they're kids. He goes, yeah, you can make them stay that way if you hit them with a hammer.
That's my thing. I love kittens. I most sincerely love kittens.
Oh my gosh! Now I've got to watch Emperor's New Groove.
Oh,
you hit it with a hammer.
Oh man. The only thing about having a bunch of kittens around is the kittens eventually become cats who produce more kittens. Who produce more.
It's a big happy cycle.
Yeah, there was one point when I was living in that bombed out house. I had the 6 adults with me, and at that time I wasn't able to get anything done about them. So at one point I had 16 cats at once. I mean, 12 of them were kittens. That was fun, man. Especially trying to find homes for them. But the cat food bills. You go through 25 pounds of cat food a week,
Yeah, that's a bit.
That's a thread killer.
Sorry, I got busy for a second.
I'm a dog person myself. I love my doggies.
I've been had by kittens. I've been had by puppies. I guess I lean toward the kittens. One of the things that is a little creepy about having, being had by puppies. Well, no, you have the puppy and you are had by the kitten. Is the way that the way the puppies worship you.
Yeah.
It's a little creepy, man.
My dog, she would look at you like you were the best thing in the world, no matter what, and she was so inquisitive. You can, like, I could be making something, and she would just be looking and looking, and her head would twist, and you knew the gears were turning because you could see it in her eyes that the gears were turning, and she was trying to figure out how to grow thumbs so she could do what I was doing. And she's looking at him. She's looking at what I'm doing, and she looks at me, and she's looking at what I'm doing, and at one point I actually poked her in the nose with a very fine beading needle. Because she got so close, I was afraid to poke her in the eye, so I kind of took the needle and made sure you didn't really feel it, but it was enough that I tapped her nose with it, and she backed up.
Okay.
She was getting so, no, it wasn't that much. She just kind of went like this and looked from here instead of trying to get closer.
Okay.
She was trying to see what I was doing, and it was so fine that her eyes were getting close to the needle, and I didn't want to poke the eyes. And she wouldn't stay back. So I just kind of tapped her nose.
when we had Meiji, my ex-wife and I, when I'd be on the floor, lying on the floor reading, Meiji would come over and just sort of lean into me.
Yeah.
With that presence. We called it the presence. She was a mix, half beagle, half border collie. Looked like a border collie, sounded like a beagle. The most wonderful puppy in the entire world. Really, really, really.
Yeah.
She made it to the age of 12, if I remember correctly.
Oh wow.
It was sad to see her go, but
yeah.
Okay.
I cannot
All right, you guys, I have to take off. So.
Okay.
Well, just as long as
Diana,
yes, sweetness.
We will figure something out. We will do everything that we possibly can as our little community family can.
Well, thank you so
make
much
sure
for that.
This shit gets taken care of.
Well, I'm
far too important to us to let something like this take you down.
Well, there's no accounting for taste, but I'll do my best to keep everybody up to speed, keep everybody informed. As I know things, you will know things.
Okay.
And especially when I start knowing things, no matter what it is I know, it will make me feel better, because the worst of it is the not knowing.
It is not. It is worse.
Yes.
But this is still early in this cycle. I mean, it's only been what, two days since I found out.
Okay.
But the one bad thing was that Marty, my doctor, told me that there was a blood test that I'd had a couple of months ago that turned up, something maybe a little askance or a little off kiltered. And then this last one I had, and he said the speed at which things went downhill between the first one and the second one amazed him, and that scares the fuck out of me, man. Am I going to have enough time to do anything?
Yeah.
That's
the scary part. That's the scary part.
Oh well. I mean, this is what you expect just for a living,
Yeah, well, we do. All we do is we live to die.
Yeah, life is a terminal condition.
Yep.
True it is.
Yep.
Cradle to grave.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
That is
it.
Right,
I thank you many much, extremely, and keep you guys apprised.
We love you.
You bet.
We're here.
Yeah,
Danke schön.
And thanks everyone for tuning in. As you know, these are always some wild conversations that we have going on here. And today we had some lessons on how to make trees on a computer by Nathan.
Yay! And I'll tell you what, I
Bonus.
may end up doing a just an open chat or two in the near future, for no other
Be cool.
reason than they have an open chat.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because
I'd be down for
my
that for
audience
sure.
loves the after shows so much that why not just have an after show without the show? You know?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
It's
And
the after
I'll be
show
doing.
show.
There you
I'll be trying to have those more often too now that I'm feeling better. And like, well, we'll see. You know, it's kind of early. I've only felt decent for 2 days, so.
Well,
Okay.
things are
Okay.
on the upside.
Oh, so that's how everything evens out. There it is. I got my shitty news on Monday. You got the good news on Monday. It's a zero-sum game. I like it.
Yeah. There we go. See, there's a plus side to everything.
I got a little bit of heartburn. Does that count? it's like such a non-factor compared to the other stuff. A
Well,
little bit
you
of
know,
scotch will take care of that.
heartburn's kind of awful sometimes.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah, for sure. All right.
Gastric
All
reflux.
right.
Try Zyrtec, you know.
Zentek 75. All right, so thanks everyone for tuning in and hanging out with us, the crazy bunch that we are. And until next time, remember, it's called faith because it's not knowledge.